Thought I'd try to relax you guys. Welcome to the first episode of Living Under 5'10", where we talk about life as a short king. I'm your host, Frankie P from Under 5'10", and speaking of short kings, I got Ray and Bay, as I like to call you guys. But these are dudes that if you follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, if you get the newsletter, if you get ads in general, you're gonna see these two, their face all over the place. Sometimes just their body parts, which is kind of awkward. Anyway, we'll start with Ray. Ray, what's up, man?
What's up, bro?
Introduce yourself a little bit. Tell people who you are, what you do, and also you got to include the height because that's what we're here for right now.
All right, so my name is Ray Costa. I'm one of the in-arena hosts alongside the one and only Uptown Dale at the Miami Heat. Been there for about 6 years, and I also DJ professionally and host events all over Miami.
Okay, and then we got Manny.
You got Manny Calderon. I am a, maybe with the right shoes, 5'6.5". So depending on, when I'm not being photographed by Mr. Volume over there, I am a liquor rep. So
you bring the party. So the idiots like me and Ray can DJ the party and actually make it sound like it's good.
it's all
The more Manny supplies the party, the better we sound, right, Ray?
Absolutely.
we're all in this together.
Ray, how tall are you? I don't think you told us how tall you are.
I am 5'5". At least that's what my ID says.
I like how we all have an
Wait,
excuse.
wait,
I'm
wait,
always
wait.
like, oh, I'm
If-
5'5" on a good day.
If you guys want to laugh, we're
Oh,
talking
boy.
about IDs. So I got my ID when I was about 16, right? Yeah, 16. My ID says I'm 5'8", but everybody that knows me knows.
I know you. I know you're not 5'8".
Yeah, no, not
You're
even
not-
with
you're
the
not
boots.
5'8".
Not even with the boots that I have on right now.
Because they ask you when you go to the DMV, they're like, how tall are you? And the thing is, when you're short, well, so at least for me, I was like, I just gave up on trying to be tall. I'm like, I think I stopped growing in middle school, so I'm 5'3" maybe. I was like 16 like you when I got my ID. I'm like, I think I'm 5'3". They looked at me like, sure, why not?
Who also wakes up and just measures himself?
Who just knows,
Yeah, it's
right?
Like, it's like 8 a.m. I've been waiting 3 hours here for my ID, and all of a sudden now I got to tell you how high I am.
I think for a while I did measure myself every day. Like, you know, when you're still growing, I was like, oh, let me check today. And
Like the crayon on the wall?
yeah,
Yes.
but the line on the wall just kept getting darker because I stopped growing in like 6th grade, and that was it. I think that's when I gave up. But
You put the black line. It's like, that's it. We're done. Life line's off.
It's got the date next to it. You just keep
date.
crossing out.
That's it.
2001, 2002, 2003, 2004. Just keeps going and going.
And your Hispanic family's telling you to stretch in the morning.
Stretch.
Stretch.
Is that what they would tell you guys?
Stretch. Juega basquetbol. Like, what? I'm not. I can't.
My mom used to say that too.
Juega basquetbol.
And
Stretch in the morning.
And I think there's some truth to it because my brother did play basketball and he's taller than me, my younger brother. But he's only taller than me by like 2 inches.
Still.
Maybe, if even that. I don't know if I can even give him that. But anyway, so the cool thing about this podcast, it is obviously for Under 5'10", which is a company that I do content creation for, as well as Volume over here, Junie, our camera guy. But for this podcast, instead of talking about like short guy fashion, we're just going to talk about what it's like to be a short guy. What is it like, just so that people can relate? Because have you ever been on the Reddit page for short guys before?
No.
Bro, I had to do research when I started working for Under 5'10". And I wanted to see what guys were talking about because I'm pretty comfortable with the idea of being short. But I guess there's a lot of guys that aren't. Like, they're still mad about it into their 20s, into their 30s, 40s. And you see these dudes just venting and being upset about it. And I'm like...
Oh, they got the Napoleon syndrome?
Well, I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
There's a name for that?
Yeah, well, no, I think the Napoleon syndrome, if that's what it's called. No, Napoleon complex.
Napoleon.
There you go.
That's more where, like, you're super arrogant even though you're short. So people, you're like Napoleon kind of thing. You never heard that before? No one's ever... Bro, I feel like I've had every insult tossed to me, like, when it comes to being short.
I've never really been told much about being short. No.
You've never been picked on? Have you ever been picked on for
not
being
really.
No.
Bro, all my life.
My best friend is like 6'7".
What?
Yeah, my best friend all my life since kindergarten is 6'7". Yeah, imagine.
Your best friends with
What?
Shaq?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, he's 6'7" and super lanky. I don't even know what he stretches out. And it's like ridiculous. He could touch the roof of my house
So
when
do
he
you,
puts his arms
do
up.
you, like, look up at him
I
everywhere?
look up at him. Yes,
What is,
absolutely.
And he never makes fun of you?
No.
Bro, I have friends that are, like, 2 inches taller than me that make fun of me. And I'm like, you're
Maybe
just a
that's
short
why.
jerk.
Maybe because it's like such a noticeable difference. So it's like, I mean,
Well, I
those
know
jokes
some-
will get old so fast.
Some tall people are like hate being tall. Like, I've had tall people come to me and be like, you don't know how good you have it. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you ever walked into a door? I'm like, hello? No, I've never walked into the top of a frame of a door. How? Really? He's like, well, it sucks. Trust me.
I guess it's like growing up with my dad and my brother, like being so tall. My dad's like 6'1", brother's like 6'1.5". I didn't. Like,
How did you draw the short straw?
I don't know. It was like, hey, 6'6", stock market went down. So I just think maybe like them calling me name, like maybe like my dad nicknamed me Chiquito, like ever since I was little. I told him one time, like when I was like in first grade, like, hey, somebody called me Chiquitico, and he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna call you that. Now it's not gonna bother you.
Well, there's the thing about Hispanic people is they always.
And then I was like,
That's so Hispanic.
No, Hispanic families, they'll always take your biggest insecurity and then make fun of you for it.
that's it.
But then for whatever reason, when you get older, it doesn't phase you anymore. Whereas, like I told you with the subreddit page, that a bunch of guys are still mad about it. And they hate whenever they hear someone like saying something bad about them or insulting them about being short. I've heard every joke, so it doesn't matter to me. But we're going to talk about personal experiences first when it comes to being short. When did you first know that you were short? When did you realize, like, all right, this is it? Like, I don't think I'm going to grow anymore. I think this is it for me.
So growing up with an older brother that's 4.5 years older than me, I would go, because clearly I thought my brother was cool. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, I would want to wear his clothes. So going into my brother's closet and putting on that jersey or whatever, I ended up looking a little bit more on the ghetto side than usual. Those jerseys will fit me to my knees, and I was like, yeah, I look cool. And then I was like, wait, this is not supposed to fit like that. And then I'll get to school the next day, and I'll see people my size, and then they're above their waist. And I was like, that's the way it's supposed to look like. So clearly.
When you were what? So like what age did you
11,
realize?
11.
And when you were 11, you're like, this is it. I'm just going to be short.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
you were cool. And you were cool with it, or were you mad leading up to it? And then one day you just woke up, you're like, it is what it is.
Man,
Yeah? What about you, Ray?
All right, so I played baseball all my life, and you know when you take that photo with your team, and they always put the short people like on the one knee. I was always the kid. You know you're short when you're the kid in the middle holding the two baseball bats like in a cross motion, and you're on one knee. Yeah, you're definitely the shortest player, or you're never get to play. You're like the worst player, so the coach figures, you know what, let me just put this kid in the front so mom and dad can have the photo. Yeah, I was a little bit of both probably. But
Were you on the bench a lot because you were short?
actually, no, I was pretty good. Surprisingly, I was very good in baseball. Yeah, my grandpa was a
shortstop
scout
for
for
sure.
baseball.
You play shortstop for
I
sure.
was second base.
All right.
I was close enough. I would have been a good guess.
So the thing is, baseball, and I'm not a big sports guy, but I feel like baseball is one of those sports where height is not as important as like basketball. Like eventually you get to a certain height where your friends are still growing and you just can't play basketball with them anymore because...
No,
You'd be
you gotta
surprised,
be. You just gotta be extremely good.
Yeah, well, my grandpa scouted baseball. That's what he did for a living. Like he has ring. He has a Marlins ring. He won with the Cup. He was legit. You know what he always used to tell me? He goes, "You could teach somebody to play baseball, but you can't teach them to be 6 feet."
Yep.
So that's like a huge. He hit me with that. I was like, "All right, cool. I'm a DJ."
Yeah.
There, you don't need any problems. There, it's better to be small. The smaller the boxes and the clubs get, I'm set, bro. I don't care.
Well, it's funny you say that. You're like, I guess I'm going to be a DJ. What were some of the things you did to like boost your confidence to almost kind of hide the fact that you were short? Because obviously there's things like we said, you can't play basketball when you're short. Or I don't know, there are other sports you can't really play football if you're short unless you're short and stubby. But even then,
You can't swim.
Like you can't.
No, I mean,
Why
swimmers
not?
are all super lanky. That's
good
all.
point.
Yeah, you can't swim.
Look at Michael Phelps.
Yeah, you got a longer wingspan. I guess.
Yeah,
Like
wingspan.
Okay,
What
that
am I
makes
going to
sense.
do? Look at my
Yeah.
wingspan. It's terrible.
Like for me, for example, I got into music. You talk about being a DJ, but I got into like playing in bands. So like I learned to play guitar. I was like, quote unquote, the lead singer of a band when I was in high school. And I thought, all right, this is cool. People will think I'm super cool because of this. And maybe they'll completely forget that I'm short. They didn't, but I thought, okay, maybe if they know me for something else, they won't know me as, that one short guy in our class. So what did you guys do?
It's a good question.
I guess my glasses defined me more. My glasses and my blonde hair, like growing up. It was never, you know how like when you grew up and then people would be like, there was like two friends growing up in high school and middle school. It was like, oh, George, or you mean George or George the short one? I was never Manny short. I was okay. I was like, Manny the blonde one, or Manny glasses. I was like, okay.
Okay, that was better.
Was the other Manny short?
No, there was never another. Yeah,
because you didn't have another Manny to
but
compete
still,
against.
like because at least people would be like, "Who's Manny? Oh, the short one." No, it was.
That's a
not.
pretty common name too. So I mean, I can see how people will be like, "Manny, that."
But you never like took on some other kind of hobby or sport or something when you realized you were short. Like, I can't do this, but if I do this, people will know me for this cool thing. You were just like, I'm just gonna put some glasses on, and people are gonna know me as Manny with the glasses. Like
Manny with the glasses. Manny with the glasses and threw parties in middle school.
But did you like consciously make that decision? Like, I'm gonna put the glasses on so people know me more for the glasses, or it just happened?
It just happened.
Okay. What about you, Ray? I mean, you got into DJing, but
I started DJing 8th grade, and if you ask me the short, I don't really know when I really noticed that I was short. I mean, like I said, like playing sports. But again, I didn't really think that being short was a bad thing.
Yeah.
I really never thought it was a bad thing, but I guess, I mean, to be honest with you, I was overweight. So if anything, I was more keen to knowing that
that's worse.
overweight was
tough.
the problem. I lost since middle school, I lost like 70 pounds. Just
Jeez,
imagine,
seriously?
I lost half my body. Yeah. I promise you.
So you were not only short, you were also the pudgy kid.
I was short and thick, as we call it.
All right, so in middle school, he was Ray the fat one.
Oh yeah, kinda.
Skinny Ray and fat Ray.
Ray the thick one. I was always popular. Yeah, nowadays, like the most popular person is usually the one that stands out the most. And I was short and fat, and that wasn't common. So I guess.
But you never made a conscious decision to be like, all right, I'm gonna try to be the funny guy too.
I was always funny. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I have a good personality.
But intentionally,
Were
or
you
was it
Ray the funny one or Ray the
funny Ray?
Why you gotta keep going back to the fat thing? I should have never told you that information. But yes, I was hefty, and I wore a lot of boo boo with Sean John at that time.
Don't worry about it. I went through a thick stage between sophomore and like high school.
Oh, you see, I lost it there.
No. I went through that
in high school.
I was middle school.
I was pudgy too a little bit in middle school, and then I got to high school, and I'm like, all right, I'm not tall, so let me at least not be the pudgy short guy. So then I started running, and then I was too skinny, because you can be on the other side of the spectrum too.
Yeah,
you could
you
be
can.
short and pudgy, and people will make fun of you, or you could be too skinny and short, which then makes you look like you're 12. Hence me, everyone's thought I'm 12 until like the age of 24, when they're like, you look like you might be 16. I'm like, oh, hallelujah. Like now they think I'm a little bit older. Like I make this joke, but it's a true story. One time I took my girlfriend to the movie theater, and we were going to watch a rated R movie. And you know, if you're not 18, you can't buy more than one rated R ticket. You can only buy one rated R ticket for yourself. Mm-hmm. This is how I found out. So I go to the window. I'm like 21, and I'm like, I'll take 2 tickets to, I don't know, Saw 4. And they're like, well, do you have a parent with you? I'm going to need to see your ID, because you can only buy 1 ticket if you're under 18. And I'm like, lady, I have a 401k. What do you mean? My car's right over there. Like, and I got like upset a little bit, because she just thought I was like 14.
I would get
or
upset.
13
First of all,
or
I've never been to a movie theater where I've been ID'd to buy a ticket. I don't know
Never?
what kind of movie theater you
Well, I
guys
lived
are
in the
going to.
suburbs where like everyone follows the rules and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the struggle for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've had a beard since I'm 18, so people think that
That'll
I'm
help.
always older.
That's true. We didn't get to the facial hair thing.
I've always looked older.
And I envy you guys, because I've tried to grow out a beard and it's like patchy. So I just look like a prepubescent kid that can't grow a beard.
But wait. There was a time, like early 2010, 2011, I did suffer from alopecia. I lost my beard.
What?
What?
I swear, I could show you
I can
pictures.
grow a full beard
What?
like Tom Hanks in Castaway.
I could show you
promise
pictures.
you.
I had a huge circle under, like around my chin area.
And it goes away? I didn't even know that.
No, I ended up getting like a dermatologist, having like anti-inflammatory.
Did you have to put Rogaine on your face?
Not Rogaine,
But like something like it, the chemical that is Rogaine, right? I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Rogaine's just what we know it by.
Yeah. Well, the reason I know that is because I was so mad that I couldn't grow a beard that I looked up how can you grow a beard, and I guess there's a therapy where you literally put the same Rogaine you put on your head, but on your beard. But it's funny because
you can get grafts, like you know how like they.
Nah, I don't know if I'll do that. I'm saving that for when I lose hair, because they now have these like places in Istanbul you can go to, and Turkey. They take one hair follicle out at a time.
It's
and
like a 10-day trip.
Yeah.
All inclusive. And you stay like in a 5-star like hotel.
I might need to start looking into that. Because I know for a fact, like I'm just living the glory days right now, but it's coming in hot eventually.
But see, for me, growing the beard was like, all right, maybe if I grow a beard, people will think I'm a little bit older, and it just completely backfired on me. And I'm like, all right, that's not going to work. But that's how I know, because I looked up like, how can you grow a beard? And I found the whole Rogaine. There's video tutorials on it. So yeah, I'll send you the link if you really are that interested. I have it saved. There's Instagram accounts.
Next time we gotta bring George, because George did it.
Your boy George
He did the grafts on his like
onto
entradas.
his face.
To his entradas. Yeah, he was like going like.
But did he
do it in Turkey?
No, not in Turkey. He did it here in Miami.
Can you do it here like in Hialeah?
No, he
that's
did
where I
it-
gotta
he did
go.
it-
You gonna show up to your house with a couple of like blades?
drive
Like I got you, bro. Like,
Drive.
No, if anything, it's a cool story because he could tell you it's the same guy that did LeBron's.
but LeBron's doesn't look that good
LeBron's
right now. I'm gonna
also-
be
No,
honest
Because
with you,
LeBron
like-
just needs to accept the fact that he's bald. Like, there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like,
LeBron's also worth like
I just wanna
$1 billion,
know-
so he could try everything, and eventually something's gonna work.
All right, let me ask you guys, what were some of the challenges you faced growing up because you were shorter? If any, that you can think of.
Sports limitation. I mean, we were
Sports.
talking about sports. What else? Let's see.
Oh, when I was younger, not being able to ride rides in Disney.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There you go. That's a good one.
Bro, I wasn't... maybe like 21 until I was able to ride a go-kart for the first time ever in my life.
At least alone. You had to ride with a parent?
Yeah, it was always one of those you had to get with a friend.
Was that at Boomers? Was that at that Boomers place?
It was
I know
at
for a
Boomers.
fact it was at Boomers.
Grand Prix off of Flagler? Or
No, I don't
never
know.
mind.
Well,
No.
the one I went to was, I think, a Grand Prix. But I remember I was working at a radio station, and they're like, hey, we're going to have like one of those days where we all get together and hang out. Like, you know, what is it called? Like team building or whatever. And they're like, we're going to go-karting. And instantly I was nervous. I'm like,
Oh, man.
I'm going to show up. I'm going to get embarrassed in front of everybody because I'm too short. Because I gave up when I was like 14. I'm like, I guess I'm just never going to get to ride go-karts. And then sure enough, I was like barely tall enough to ride the go-kart. I'm like, yes, let's go. And then because I was small, then I was faster. So I was able to beat everybody. But otherwise, yeah, the ride thing. How many times did you miss out on rides where like you watched your family get on a ride and then you were...
Well, I was really always super afraid of heights too. So technically, when we would go to like Six Flags, like back in I went to Busch Gardens when I was like much smaller with my whole family, and I knew I couldn't ride certain things because I was short. But
You would help it?
I was like, yes, because I know for a fact that I was
Oh, so that
not
was like
gonna
your
get on
excuse
that.
to not get on.
Yep, I was like, oh, sorry, can't get on it. They don't let me. If not, I would have been all up on that. I just would have been the first person on. No.
So
If anything
sports, rides,
Rides.
anything
Rides.
else? What about dating? Did being short ever
good topic.
hinder you when you were dating?
It's had to have
not
affected me.
Absolutely not. I actually dated a girl in 9th grade that was a lot taller than me.
I dated girls that were
Shout out to ex-girlfriend from high school. Yeah.
So never
she was-
with dating, you never had an issue. It never like affected your confidence either when you're like, yo, that girl's kind of hot, but she's a couple
No,
inches
it
too
kind of
tall.
like it kind of reminded me kind of like a little bit of like Tony Montana vibes.
He was also a millionaire.
Yeah, I know. If you got money, you could do anything. Because I've seen a bunch of short dudes with like Victoria's Secret models are like 3 times their height, and it's like, oh, that guy's got money.
It's funny
know
you
what I
said
mean?
models because that's like the first person.
Yeah,
that's
like kind of
just
like
gonna
Joe,
cancel
like
off
Joe
my
Jonas
list.
now. You know, he's
Oh
short.
yeah, Sophie Turner is like
Yeah.
way taller than him.
Again,
Model.
Money
millionaire.
though. Yeah, if Joe Jonas was some bum on the street, I don't know if Sophie Turner would have been like,
Yeah.
that guy, I'm gonna have his kid for sure.
They don't even. Most of them won't even talk to you,
No, of course
and it
not.
sucks because look at me.
No,
I'm
no,
awesome.
no. I got a better one. Here's what
I'm
tall
an
girls.
approachable guy.
I'm an approachable go. I say that all the time. Every time I go to Vegas, take my shirt off. I'm like, obviously, I don't have like a 12 pack. Like half these people in here are 6'5" with a 12 pack. But you know what? Girls come up to me because I'm an approachable go. You're not gonna go ask a 12 pack guy what time it is, but you'll definitely come ask me what time it is, or where's the bathroom?
The
And I'll be like, "It's over
non-lethal
there."
looking guy is the one you're gonna go up to. Like that guy, come on.
Excuse me, can I get inside the bar? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. The best guy to ask that.
We gotta go to Vegas.
No, here's what I
fine.
was gonna say. When it comes to taller girls, at least for me, I learned my lesson. I can't remember when it was, but I feel like I tried to talk to a tall girl once, and the first thing she's like, "Oh, look how cute you are, so small." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm out. I'm not even gonna bother with taller girls because they're always gonna just throw that cute factor. Oh, look how small and cute you are." You ever have that
It's
happen
like
to
a
you?
friend zone.
It's
That sounds like a
big,
friend
but
zone
it's
thing.
no. But I feel like friend zone is even better than them being like, "Oh, look how small and cute and pocket size you are." Like I think I'd rather be friend zone than them being like, "Oh, look how cute," because then they're just looking at you. That's kid zoned. You're being kid zoned at that
You're
point.
kid zoning on that.
You know what I
one,
mean?
yeah.
Like you have no. At least at friend zone, there's been a couple times where guys have made it out.
You stepped out.
Yeah, but like if you're kid zoned, she's gonna think of you as like her little brother forever.
Oh.
Because you're just so small and cute and stuff like that. So,
But I
wait.
always use that like towards your advantage though.
Well, you know what?
Gotta be a smooth talker.
Sometimes that puts their guard down because they're like, all right, this guy's clearly not my type. He's not 6 feet tall. He's, like he's not an athlete. I don't think any of us are athletes in this room. So they think, oh,
Well, Ray might be the
Ray
most
maybe
active.
the most, yeah, because he does marathons. But a girl will be like, okay, so I don't got to worry about this guy. Like, he's what? And then all of a sudden, you like kind of sneak up on them and then they catch feelings for you. And you're like,
Got
God,
you.
it's the personality factor.
Then
there.
I'll never let it go. Then I'll
It's the
always be
funny.
like, "You remember that time you told me I was too short? You remember that time I told you?" Yeah,
I'll show you too short. Yeah. That's all.
So Manny, well, at this table, Manny's the one that's actually officially married with a ring. Ray and I are basically married at this point. Is your wife taller than you, Manny?
No, actually, not at all. Until she puts on heels, but still. Yeah.
What about you,
That's
Ray?
not daily. No,
No.
I'm taller than my girlfriend.
Yeah, no.
But if she puts on heels, she might. It depends.
It depends on the
I've
heel
you see,
size.
another thing I've never really noticed. But you know what? It does feel uncomfortable.
Well, if you haven't
sometimes.
noticed, chances are she's shorter than you even in heels, or else you would notice for sure.
You know when you notice, you get so used to holding somebody's hand, and most of the time when you're holding it, you're like kind of like the mall or whatever. It's just like she's like in sneakers. But if I'm holding her hand to like a fancy dinner or to walk into like a nightclub and she's in heels, I don't like it. I don't like it. I feel like, I don't know. It just makes me feel weird. And then I got my book bag on with my laptop. So I'm like walking into a club, especially if it's like the first time when they treat you amazing. You know what I'm talking about? Frankie?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, do you need water? Do you need water? I was like, I haven't even gotten inside yet. And I'll walk in with my girlfriend and she's taller or something is off. And I think it's like the distance of her hand to my hand. I don't know. That's uncomfortable.
So that's the only time you notice it. But
That's
see,
the
you
time
do.
I notice it a
but
lot.
That means you do notice it. You do notice when there's a slight height discrepancy, but clearly if she's wearing heels, you don't notice because you would be traumatized right now. You would remember. Like, for example, Junie, who runs the cameras, his wife is like substantially taller than him. Like, it's funny when you see pictures of them and she's wearing heels. Yeah.
I didn't really notice that until now.
She's like taller than him, like slightly taller. You don't notice if she's wearing flats. But as soon as she puts heels on, you're like, ooh, okay. So
also, Junie's photos are always like in the mountains or in like these huge settings.
He has her trained.
So technically,
Vicky's trained.
I mean,
to
he's
wear
my
flats.
boy, but I'm looking at like his amazing scenery and his awesome Jeep and not staring at him or his wife. So at that point, I really don't notice.
So the reason I bring up the height of significant others is when you were like looking for someone to date, like let's say you saw a girl, did you ever go through the height of, I don't know if I like that she's taller. Like maybe when you're a kid and you're in high school, you don't really care. But as you get older, you start to think about long term. Like, what about if we do a Christmas card together? What about at our wedding? I don't want to be like that much shorter than her. So when you guys first approached the girls that you're with now, did you notice height? Did you think about it before you even started talking to them, or you didn't care?
No, I didn't care.
Did you know she was shorter than you, or did you saw from a distance? You're like, I'm gonna go.
No,
talk
I
to
could
that girl.
tell that she was short.
You could tell she was short. Mm-hmm. Okay, but have you ever thought about it in the past? Like, I think I only want to talk to this person because they're shorter.
No.
Did you ever find yourself more attracted to someone that was shorter because you're short? Because I do that. Like, I remember all the time, I would purposely sometimes look for the shortest girl in the room and be like, all right, let me go after her because then I'm taller than her. So I give myself a little bit of an advantage as opposed to going after the super tall chick in the room. That was always something I did. And I don't know if there's any truth to it, but that was like my MO when I was going to hit on someone was, all right, let me find the smallest girls in the room and go up to them because I felt like it gave me a little bit of a confidence. Did you ever do that? Did it even cross your mind?
No.
Never?
No. It really didn't. No.
I guess it's like all the like growing up, like I felt like girls were pretty much the same size as like me.
Kinda.
Like, they were in the 5'3", 5'5" range.
Yeah. How tall are you again? 5'5",
5'5", 5'6",
5'6",
5'5".
I would say 5'5" too.
Yeah.
We're there.
I'm 5'5", you're 5'5", you're
It's like 5'5".
5'5". 5'6".
It's just like it's same number, easy to remember. Just like I like it. I also met my girlfriend at a pool party, so technically I'll give you a hint on what really attracted. You know, it wasn't much the height at that point. Yeah, it wasn't the first thing I looked at. I wasn't like, oh, look at this girl. She's perfect height.
But it's just funny how you never factored it in. You haven't, but that was one of like my own defense mechanisms for being short is I always thought, I didn't mind being short, but I also didn't want to showcase that I was short. So I always almost made sure that whoever I was looking for to date was also short so that it didn't look weird to me. Like you brought up Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner. Like I didn't want people to be like, look at that guy. What does he think he is? Prince? You know, he's like 5'2" and he's got like a 6-foot girlfriend. Like really? I don't know why that was an insecurity of my own that I had for a really long time. So that was always something I thought about going into places when it came to talking to girls. But then I felt bad because I'm like, if I have kids with this person, they're screwed.
Yeah, they're
going to be so short, bro. Yeah. Have you guys thought of that?
Sometimes it has like a lot to do with like your grandpa and dad too. So
no, I think that's with hair.
That's what hair.
Because my grandpa had amazing hair. I don't.
No, because my grandpa.
But is it your mom's grandpa?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
If it's your mom's dad, then you have his hair.
No, you're short.
Never met either of them.
Because my dad, my mom's dad.
Oh, the height too?
Yeah, my mom's dad, little guy like me. Everybody's like, oh shit, Orlando. And then I'll be like, hey. And then they'll be like, oh. And then my dad's dad, 5'11". Like why?
What happened?
What happened?
You fell off.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro? You should probably eat something differently during the pregnancy.
Mind you, I got 3 nephews. One's already 6 feet, one's 5'10", and the other one is 5'7" at 13 years old.
Do the ones that are taller than you use it to their advantage to get things from you all the time?
No. If anything, they find it like the funniest thing in the world. They'll show up, they'll be like, hey, what's up, deal? You saw how tall I am? how does it feel down there? I'm like, what?
Wow. That's
I
messed
hate when
up.
people say that. Like, how's the weather down there?
There you go. See, I asked you earlier, what is something that someone has said to you to like make fun of you?
Yeah,
And
I've heard that one
It's
before.
almost,
Now it's starting to register as we
It comes
continue on with the conversation.
My nephew always tells me that joke. He's like, ha ha ha.
How's the weather down there? It's like, no,
yeah.
not funny.
Can you think of any other terrible jokes that people have used on
The
you?
weather one is a good one.
The weather one. What else?
I do feel kind of bad, like if I'm at a store and I really want a shirt that's on the top, and you know that little stick that you gotta find. That's
The
like
stick?
the little stick that you get the hanger off.
Yeah, to the right hand corner that they always have hidden.
Yes, they have
It's
it
like a
hidden.
wand. It's a
And you
wand.
never want to ask, especially if it's like a lady helping you. Hey, can you get me that shirt up there? And it's not even that high up. Like
It's always the person that doesn't want to
That's the part that's awkward for me is like being a quote unquote grown man and having to walk up to the lady at the counter and be like, hey, I can't reach the shirt up there. Can you help me out? And then they're like, look at this guy.
There's
right?
nothing better than when I'm at a liquor store and people are like, hey, can you help me get that bottle on the top? I'll be like, yeah, let's find somebody together.
Somebody find a ladder.
No, yeah, especially when you're gonna get that shirt up there. Like, hey, I want that shirt up there. Do you have it in size small? And then they go through like all 30
And why
up
is
there.
it they do that? Did they put the smallest stuff up
We
top?
don't
Like
have it in size
you got to
small.
know that if you're like the small stuff can't be up top because clearly someone who's gonna fit in that small is not tall enough to reach it.
It happens.
All right. So do you think height was something that stood in the way of you being successful at any point in time?
Ooh.
I mean, we talked about sports,
Yeah, no.
But, like,
drift
in
away
your-
from sport. Like you're talking about like just
like
normal
adulthood,
life.
like in life. Have you ever felt like being short has hindered you from success?
Not really. I don't think so.
No.
Nope. I mean, maybe in the sense of like you said, I like to run a lot. So then I'm obviously very invested in my body and try to look as best as possible. But I feel like if I was a little bit taller, it would stretch out, kind of. And it would make me look better, I guess. I don't know if you put it in that sense in terms of if it's affected me.
Yeah, but do you think that maybe if you would have been taller
You'd be more successful.
or
No.
no, I'm saying
Not
you would have
in-
been taller, but maybe you would have not been as funny.
I'm funny.
You never know. You got to take one.
No, I don't really think it's affected me.
Yeah.
No?
Especially not in like the business world. If you put it in terms of like your profession.
I'm the shortest guy.
Oh, hold on. Junie's jumping
Just
in.
looked something up. It says findings suggest that someone who is 6 feet tall earns an average of nearly $166,000 more during a 30-year career than someone who is 5'5".
What?
Yeah.
How?
Well, that's over 30 years. So if anyone good at math in here?
I'm pretty good at math. 30
Okay,
years.
30 years,
yeah.
100,000. Is that what you said? 100,000? They earn an extra 100.
$166,000 more.
166,000.
Let's just say 100,000 just so it's easy math. Divided by 30.
Someone who's 5'5".
That's an extra
that?
what?
So what is that, like $3,000
Like
a year?
3,000, yeah.
That's an extra 3,000 a year just because you're taller.
If you divide it by 12, you divide it by 4, like in the average, it's barely noticeable.
Yeah, it's literally
True.
like
But it
a
is.
Netflix special, guy.
Yeah, especially that they're raising their prices. Yeah.
But it is unfair to a point where you're like, well, how
It's
is
so
it that being
weird.
taller? I think you know what I think it
It's
is.
a confidence thing. Though.
I was gonna say it's a confidence thing. When it comes to going to ask for like a raise, maybe you have more confidence because you're taller. You
But
know
then
what I
that's
mean?
bad. That means you're looking down on somebody. Because then the
But that's
person
why you
to be
have more
asking
confidence.
needs to be shorter.
Because if you're, let's say, like Manny's the boss and freaking Shaquille O'Neal's walking in to ask for a raise, you think Manny's gonna say no, dude? He's gonna look at him and be like, okay, sir, yeah, maybe. I'm not saying you would. I'm just like, in a situation,
I've met Shaq
maybe
a million times.
There
I've
could
met
be-
Shaq and he makes you feel short.
there's a psychological like mental thing there where like you see someone towering over you asking for something, you're gonna maybe be a little insecure about like, all right, yeah, dude, I'll give you whatever you want, kind of thing. No, maybe.
I can see it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a movie.
I guess you have to be in that position.
You have to
right?
be in that position. I've never really had to ask anybody for a raise like that.
No.
Well, you don't have a full-time job. You do gigs.
Well, I work for a company, so
Okay.
technically, when I want a raise in pay per gig, it's kind of an uncomfortable conversation.
Ray,
I don't care
Ray
what
just
anybody
shoots
says.
them a text message.
No, I try to be as professional as possible, so I'll email them over text. But I mean, besides that, and a lot of times when you go into somebody's office, you sit down and you just stand up straight.
True.
Like I'm the shortest guy in pretty much my profession, hands down, no question.
Like of
At
all the
least that
people
you
you met
know.
that do the same thing.
hands down, everybody that I met, yeah, the shortest guy.
Trying to think of like a tall DJ that we know that's like a friend of ours that's tall. I mean, Irwin's pretty tall.
Irwin. Yeah, our boy Irwin. I've met a lot of celebrity DJs that are pretty tall, but I've also met a lot of celebrity DJs that are really short too.
Oh,
Like
Like-
A-Track. super short. I've met
Yeah,
him.
I have a picture
But
with
then
him, and I'm like,
Calvin-
I met Afro Jack, and he's like 6'9".
Calvin Harris.
Harris? No,
Yeah.
but he's tall.
No,
He's
yeah, he's tall though.
huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's huge.
There's a picture of me and the Clevelander. It looks. I have my hand in my shoulder for some reason. He has his hand on my shoulder. Don't ask me why.
What is this, like the Step Brothers picture?
Yeah,
you guys
don't
are like,
ask me
Was
why.
that a prom pose?
He's
Did you prom
standing.
pose?
He's standing next to me. I have my hand here. He has his hand here. It looks like I'm holding his hand.
That's awesome photo.
I gotta show it to you.
That's awesome.
You guys gonna die.
He does look huge when he's DJing.
Yeah.
though,
That
like
was
the
when
booth
I
presence.
I was following Frankie's footsteps. I was an intern for Wine 100.
you were?
Smart. I didn't know that.
You were an intern for
How did I
Y100?
just learn that?
I know, me too.
2013.
What, did you want to be on the radio? Or you
Yeah, I
just,
wanted to follow my father's footsteps, but then I realized that, hey, you gotta have a talent to do this.
And you didn't think you had the talent? I'm like,
You just bash yourself.
No,
For a second, I thought you
pretty
were gonna
much
say something
like-
about being short. And
No,
am I
it
supposed
was
to feel
just
bad
like-
for him right now? Like, am I
Yeah.
supposed to like console him? I don't.
And then I stopped.
Look, it doesn't take a lot of talent to be in radio because I've made a career out of being in radio, and it really doesn't take that much work, to be honest with you. Like, it's not that
You
difficult.
just gotta be confident. You just gotta know what you're doing. I mean,
Yeah.
the first day is gonna be hard, but then you go from there.
Of course.
I always wanted to be on the radio too. Well, I DJed on the radio, but I wanted to do radio personality. I wanted to do what you
You
do.
want to do what I do, which is be
But
on
I
air
wanted
and-
to do it late night AM.
Do you want to play the music? Or you want to
No,
pretend
play
like
it,
you're doing
play it,
it? Let me
play it.
let me play the intro. Do your thing.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 6 a.m. driving to work nice and early. It's complete dead stop traffic on 95. Big shout out to our company, Under 510. We'll be back with you right after this.
Hey!
AM radio, baby.
Look at the AM
Channel-
radio.
AM.
It's like nobody knows how to find it. And it just never comes on your radio. I have like the most expensive car. It still doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know who uses that. Honestly,
funny,
I
bro.
really don't. I don't know who uses it.
Yeah, old people? Yeah, old people both
But
had
now
it.
they have
Oh,
satellite.
No,
But they don't know how to
old
use
people
it.
People
don't
have
know.
iPhones. My
They
grandma
don't
has an
know.
iPhone.
They don't know how to
but-
use it.
Yeah, but they like that AM.
They just like to hear
crazy.
people talking in the background. But it's funny because we make fun of old people because they like to listen to talk radio on AM. But what do? We listen to podcasts, which is basically talk
Yeah,
radio,
you're
but
right.
on
You're right.
demand.
You're
you know?
right.
So old people are funny though.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys, since you guys aren't really bothered by the fact that you're short, what advice would you give people that are bothered by being short?
Own it.
Yeah, you gotta own it.
I would
I mean,
say-
yeah, you
yeah.
have to own it. That was like the perfect word to say. Own it.
Own it.
Use
Own
it.
it?
Use it to your advantage. It's kind of the same
Own
thing
it,
as owning
yeah.
it.
But that's like the mental. I mean, there's physical.
Let's be realistic.
Physical
if we,
things you could
if we
do.
if we compare a short person to an animal, let's compare it to a chihuahua. If you compare yourself to a chihuahua walks inside a park like if he's the biggest, baddest dog in that park.
Yeah, you're right.
Yo, he's right though.
You're so
Chihuahuas
right. I
are the
never even
ones-
thought about
He is the biggest, baddest dog in that park, and there's nobody else around him that could tell him no.
No.
And if there's a girl dog in front of him, he'll be like, "Hey, I like that one."
That's
If there's
mine.
like a Rottweiler in front of him, he's go, "Ruff." He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
He doesn't.
Yo.
He doesn't care.
Never thought. Did you do your homework before? That was like
Dude.
a perfect
No, man.
answer.
But it is true.
We'll go home and Google chihuahuas.
That was an amazing
Imagine
analogy.
me walking a chihuahua.
Yeah. We're a bunch of chihuahuas.
The epitome of
Yo.
power in that walk.
Strength in numbers. Hey, if you see a pack of chihuahuas running after you, you're
yeah.
probably gonna run because they're a little vicious.
No,
you know what I
they're
mean?
super vicious.
They're the most feisty.
Yeah, they're not. They're not welcoming.
Yeah, no.
They're not. I don't think I've ever been happy to see one of those as much. Like,
No.
they're not happy. They're not happy dogs.
They're only happy with their owner.
Man, you literally just like blew my mind with that.
The chihuahua
That is
thing.
the most profound thing I think I've ever heard about being short, like in my
true.
life.
Should be our logo. The podcast
Chihuahua
logo.
down.
Chihuahuas
Chihuahua.
running across the thing the whole time.
We gotta send out an email to Chihuahua Beer in California so they can send us.
There's a beer?
Yeah, Chihuahua Beer.
All right, somebody clip this so we can send it to them. Tag them on Instagram.
Tag them at
Yeah.
Chihuahua Beer.
Okay, so that's like the mental side of it. Like, yeah, just own it because it is what it is. You just got the sooner you accept it, the easier your life will be, right?
Of course.
But then there's like physical things you can do. And I remember the first time I hit up Ray to do some pictures for Under 510. We had to do a video too, which is on YouTube, where like we kind of talked about
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
the
right. Yeah,
shopping
yeah.
experience and stuff. And I had taught him something called the pin roll
Yup.
on jeans that I've been doing for years because when you buy jeans that are 30-30
course.
and you're like a 26 inseam, you got to roll them. But then the problem is when you roll them, it's just like this thick fabric
look,
there, and it's like
I
not
literally have the thick. You
Are you
can't
doing the
see
thick
it, but
one?
yeah, I had
like
it
we
done.
just like roll it like 3 times.
Yeah, it was like right out of the car. I forgot to do it, but
and
then I
then
noticed I was wearing.
it's
cool
like a
sneakers, so-
wide, almost like a
ugly.
boot cut
ugly.
rolled up, and it looks bad. So
It looks like a scrunchie of a,
yeah,
Yes.
So I
Yes, it does.
I told him about the pin roll thing because I'm like, yo, when you have like skinny jeans and it's pin rolled, it's like a very tight like silhouette on your jeans instead of having that big wide open space that's rolled up at the bottom. So like there's a couple of things you can do with your clothing. And I know this is like a podcast for under 5'10", and the whole point is we have clothing for guys. Like if you're a 26, a 25, 27 inseam, you just buy the pants, like instead of having to tailor them. But what are like some things that you guys did when it came to clothing to make yourselves fit into this clothing, for the clothing to fit you better, since you are short and they didn't make clothing for short guys back in the day?
I guess I was just always having to be with my mom and my grandma, having
To tailor it?
Everything had to be tailored.
I just wore a lot of shorts.
You do wear a lot of shorts.
I barely ever in pants, bro. Barely. I hate pants.
I'm
not a huge pant. We live in South Florida. It's like 95-degree weather at all times. If I wear pants, it's usually the same like 3 or 4 in rotation. I don't like to get pants as gift. I always try to do not get me clothing as a gift. So I won't like it. I don't really care what you get me.
Okay, but when you got pants, true or false, they were always like skinny jeans, right?
They were super skinny.
like-
The smallest pair.
Right?
Always.
Yeah, the smallest pair.
Now, why did you guys do that? Because I have my reason for doing it, which is I knew that if I had skinnier jeans, it made me look longer.
No,
yeah,
I did
you
it because
feel it.
I did it because it fit better, like lengthwise. I didn't have to do
The
scruff
rolling?
on- Yeah, the rolling.
Oh, because
But
even if it has a little excess at the bottom because they're skinny, it's like closer to the body.
it's
Okay.
closer,
It looks good. It
you
looks
can tuck
cool.
into the sneaker most
Yeah.
of the time. You can
Exactly.
do that.
Okay.
Nice.
Did you guys, because I thought about this very early on when I was younger. I'm like, all right, if I wear tighter clothing, it makes me look taller, even though I'm obviously not taller. Because
Yeah,
if you
it's
wear
true.
baggy stuff when you're, well, like I hate this trend. And I know there's a lot of people that love it, but like the baggy pants are coming back and like the super baggy shirts. You seen this?
Yeah, I know.
And-
I'm always anti. I always thought you had to wear really tight pants and
And
wear
a
a loose
loose
shirt
shirt.
or vice versa.
Okay. Oh no. See, I'm always like everything has to be fitted, shirt and pants, because if I wear something that's wide, then I'm going to look stumpier, in a sense. And I've been doing that since I was in high school. I thought I figured out like a life hack for short guys. I'm like, all right, I gotta get rid of.
You're right though. You do kind of look longer.
Yeah,
It's like
You
when they
like
tell
it.
you like if you're chubbier, don't wear the stripes across, wear them up and down,
Yeah.
because when your eyes
Yeah,
will focus up and down instead.
That's
So
true.
I kind of took that same concept and turned it into clothing. I'm like, I gotta have skinny jeans. I always buy like shoes that are more narrow. Like some people, you have like wider like Nikes and stuff.
I
Like
was
you wore
gonna
them for
get-
one of the
I
shoots.
was gonna get to that topic. The sneakers. That's a huge issue for me, being short.
Why?
Because I own a lot of like, for any sneakerheads listening, a lot of like Air Jordan 1s or like high tops that look amazing on LeBron and
Yep.
all these athletes. But when you put them on me with jeans, not so much.
And why is that?
It's because it just doesn't look good. It just looks too bulky. Like the pants have to be like super fitted.
And it subtracts from your total like
My
the
outfit
look of
just-
your height.
just
You know what I
short-
mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
So
but you
that's
also
why
have like what, size 10?
I have a 9.
Yeah, you do have clown
depends.
feet though
You
for a
have-
short
yeah,
guy.
for a
Because
short
if we're
guy.
all
I
the
do, I
same
do, I do, I
height,
do.
like I wear like an 8.5.
No,
Yeah,
no, no,
eight
no, I
and
don't
a
wear-
half.
I don't wear
8.5, and you have like
9.5 depends.
Yeah,
on
you
the
got like
maybe 10.
sneaker.
snow skis for shoes, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, you're right.
Which
And
makes it
especially-
worse.
Especially if like a big sneaker that's like
a
so
bulky one. Yeah.
Like if you wear the Yeezy 700s, they're gonna look like.
They're
space-
gonna
Are those
look
the new
ridiculous.
ones that look like bear claws?
No, not the.
Have you seen
no,
those?
no. Yeah.
Bro, they're like
not the foams.
not the foam ones, yeah. But yeah, but sneakers is a huge issue when you're short.
Yeah.
You have to find the right pair of pants. So like that's why joggers were really
Yeah, they.
such a hot
Oh,
thing.
I see. I loved joggers.
I love
because
joggers.
Joggers were like like loose, right where you needed to be in the thighs, and then you get like that nice tapered look right in like
yeah. It's
the
perfect.
calf area, and you're
It's
like,
a
that's
huge
exactly what I
sneaker
want.
shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
then
really is.
and that's my thing. Like the reason I learned the pinstripe too, or the pinstripe, the pin fold or whatever I called it, I already forgot the name, was because I liked when it was tighter on the ankles. You know
So
what
you
I
have
mean?
like a little bit of like ankle love, like everyone can see your ankle.
Not
And
to,
then
well,
the shoe.
I used to do that because I felt like having that little break where you could see a little bit of your ankle kind of like
It did make you look
made
taller.
you look taller,
It does,
right?
it does.
Instead of the pant going straight to your shoe, because
Yeah,
I
because
don't
it
know
looks.
why.
It
If
also
that's a
looks like your
science.
pants are sagging when it's like that. I feel like it looks like your pants aren't sagging if you can see a little bit of your ankle. It's like your pants.
Yeah,
are
me and
high.
Ray are big ankle guys. Like,
yeah,
I,
no, absolutely. I'm a huge.
we had a
must
whole
show.
conversation about like
Must show.
you got to show a little bit of ankle as a dude, unless you're wearing like Chelsea boots.
Yeah, that's different. You see, Chelsea boots, they look really good on us.
Because they're narrow. See, there you go. Manny's
Yeah.
got, but that's because, and that's what I was telling you guys, is when you wear narrow shoes instead of bulky shoes, it adds to that like tapered
I guess,
silhouette
yeah, you're
look.
right.
You know what I mean?
Just thought of something random. Since we're short guys, and none of us don't have kids yet, you think we're gonna go out of our way to make sure that our kids' outfits look like fits them correctly? Like not what our parents
will.
did. Because in the sense, like more tailored wise. Because
Yeah.
my pants would be fine, but then I'll look like a football player on top if I had like a wedding to go to. Because like the
Yes.
Oh, that's another big thing.
And I'll tell you
Dress
why.
clothes.
Because when
Dress-
I was, and we'll get to that.
Ooh, dress clothes.
When it comes to the kid thing though, yes. Because I remember being a kid and struggling to find clothes. Because you know when you're a kid, you still got to shop like, the sizes are like 10,
Yeah.
12,
Yeah,
14, 16.
It's annoying.
But like, you might need more waist, but the jeans are too long. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to wear a 16 because you got bigger, you know,
Yeah.
as a kid. But the jeans are so long. You're like, what do I do? And there was only like a brief period of time when we were younger where baggy pants were cool and they were cut off on the bottom.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, remember the Jenko jeans?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I know
Like it
what you're
was
talking about.
cool to have like super long jeans, like, you know, torn on the bottom and
Yeah,
stuff.
with like the DC skater
Yeah.
shoes like rubbing against the bottom.
But I
So
remember
it's
as a
like-
kid, that used to give me so much anxiety. I hated going to do back to school shopping when I was a kid because I could never find anything that fit me as a kid. So I feel like I'm going to remember that when I have kids one day and I take them shopping and I'm going to be like, dude, don't just settle. Because I remember I used to settle all the time, be like, as good as it's going to get, bro. And I shopped in the kids section until I was like 20, bro.
I'll still buy like kids
Yeah.
stuff if it fits.
I buy jerseys in kid sizes.
We spoke about this. But
Yeah.
the lettering is different on this.
I know. You pointed that. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Like this jacket that I'm wearing right now.
Is that a kid size?
Yeah, I think it is. And it's from Paris. And it cost me much less
Because it's kid
because
size.
it's a kid size.
Yeah.
I just got an,
I'm in the
an
thicker
XL
side.
kid size. And I
So
want
you
it tight.
kind of like have a bit of an advantage because what you lack in height, you kind of make up for in bulk, right?
Yeah.
So then like you fit in a
I'm
size, you know?
You thicker?
like Snickers. I'm like a Snickers.
So are you going to like look at that when you have kids one day?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I'm going to make sure that the outfit is on point. Like if the pants are fixed, the blazer needs to
I
be.
feel
Oh, but
like
you're going to
as time
fix
progresses-
it? Like
Yeah,
you're going to
yeah.
get it tailored for
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Make sure like,
I mean, your wife is
She's
like
basically a tailor
insane
now.
behind a machine that you just bought her. So I mean, yeah, that comes out of handy. My kid's gonna have phenomenal parties. Can guarantee
But it's
that.
funny, we say that now, and then I don't know, like once you have kids, you probably
I
don't
say
care
that-
about detailed
yeah,
things like that.
right.
You know,
I
it's
say
like
it
as long
now.
as they're breathing and they're fed and
Yeah, I
they did their
get you.
homework, I'm good. I don't care what they look like
can
at
I
this
put
point.
on whatever you want, please? Let's go.
Get out of here.
Go.
You have two different shoes on, dude. That's a swag. Let's
Yeah,
go. It's
let's
a
go.
style. Well, that's what the kids are doing nowadays.
He doesn't take off the costume. Let's go.
That costume. I waited in Party City for 10 hours for that costume. Instead of
What
wearing it for
costume?
a month. Whatever. Those were kids' costumes that you buy, and then it's like they
Oh,
never
that's
take it
another
off.
thing for Halloween. We don't fit into anything.
Nothing.
Bro,
We don't fit into anything.
you're going to
Nada.
laugh. My boss hit me up. You know how I've done the elf on the shelf thing where I have to dress up as an elf and give away tickets to something we're doing for the radio station? I thought that was gone because we got a new boss. Oh. All right, so my boss hit me up and was like, hey, I need you to find that costume of you as the elf on the shelf, put it on. We're going to send you the gift stuff. I'm like, oh, man. She's like, you still have it? I'm like, no, I threw that thing out. You think I enjoyed being the elf on the shelf? Maybe a little bit. But so I had to go on Amazon and look for it, and everything's like an extra large adult. So I'm like looking at the kid sizes right now to find a costume. And that's one of the things I started to hate Halloween as I got older because the only costumes you fit in are the kids' versions of stuff. Like, I want to be Darth Vader, but it's the crappy like pajama one that ties in the
Oh,
back.
that's the worst.
It's not like the really
It's not
cool
movie
one.
quality.
Yeah, not movie quality.
It's not
Exactly.
movie quality.
It's like, and then you look at it and it's like model wearing medium, and you're like, medium.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
What would that even be like to just be able to put medium? I do envy guys that can just buy something that's size medium and it fits them perfectly.
There's people like that. There's
Yeah.
people that just one size and just everything looks good on them. I have no
Everything they
idea.
know, like I'm medium shirt
have
and I'm
no
a
That's what I
medium
am.
pants.
Yeah.
I'm
Done.
like, what?
That's what a model is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, that's why they get. It's funny you say that because Greg, who's one of the owners of Under 510, he's technically my boss and does all the marketing. He told me when I signed on that he went to like a modeling agency and said, "Hey, I need models that are under the height of 5'10", and they like laughed at him. They're like, "We don't have that. What do you mean?
That has to exist.
They're like, it's
I mean,
stupid.
besides us.
No, it doesn't. Which is one of the reasons why I have a job because I'm like, yo, I got boys that are short. Like, we could do photo shoots with them. Let's do it. And he's like, if you can
Sometimes
make
it's
it happen,
better.
make it happen.
It's better to shop from regular people.
Well, part of it too was the whole. My idea for the campaign, almost for their marketing, was yeah, you could get Abercrombie models that are under 5'10" with the 6-pack abs and all that. But guys like us, like all three of us are different shapes basically and sizes, right? Even though we're the same height, you're a little bit huskier than me. You're even skinnier than me because you fit into the 30s in the chinos, but I have to wear the 32s in the chinos because my waist is actually larger than yours. But we're almost the same height. We're probably almost the same weight too. So like guys are different proportions. So I wanted to showcase that. Like even when you go to the website, you'll see a picture of Manny. see a picture of Ray, you see a picture of me, and it's all divided up, and you'll be able to click on that person and then see what they're wearing. Even like the newsletters or the blogs and stuff, you'll see us and they'll explain what we're wearing and why. Because some guys have longer legs and a shorter torso, or vice versa. They'll have super short legs and a long torso. So it varies. That's why when you put on the same pants that I put on, they fit you slightly looser than me. I was like, am I getting fat or what is it? And I just realized I just have like slightly wider hips than you, or just like, you know what I mean? So there's guys who are different. So I wanted to showcase the average dude and different sizes and shapes of regular guys rather than getting
so
typical,
people that are shopping with us can see what, they can compare themselves to the person they
because
see.
Someone could look at you and be like, yo, I'm just like Ray, or oh, I'm just like Manny. Like Manny's that's who I can.
You're saying that it's more of a realistic shoot.
We just want it to be realistic. Plus it's cool to see you guys as the models for this stuff. I mean, when you guys see your pictures pop up on the Insta, because I schedule a lot of that stuff.
Every time that I get the newsletter, I forward it to Allison.
Oh, so you get them sent to you directly? Like you sign up for them?
You sign up for them. Or he sends them to me, but like
really?
10 seconds after he posts, he sends it to me, yo, do you see
yourself? Oh, no way.
And I'm like, yep, I did. And I always repost it. I'm like, you got to do it for the clout.
But no, he's talking about the email newsletter. Like the one,
Yeah, I know what
Do you get it too?
Yeah, I get it too.
Bro, I wasn't getting it until like this week. I had to hit up Greg and I'm like, dude, I keep talking about this newsletter. I get nothing. I get spam messages like.
It makes me laugh. Though.
Once I purchased. Is when I started
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
When you purchase, put your email in.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Yeah, I get them all the time.
The dress pants that I do not take off.
Are you wearing the dress pants right now?
Of course.
Oh, no way. The new ones are out. So they have now a John 2.0. Because you were asking about the dress pants. You wanted to buy them in black or something?
Black. They didn't have my size.
Bro.
In black,
Wait. There's new ones?
There's new ones.
Oh.
And there's
I know what Allison needs to get me for Christmas.
They've evolved a little bit. I should know the copy for this, but I don't, because even though I did the post, but basically they kind of like sized it a little bit differently, so it's more true to size. Because I think originally we were telling people to size down, I believe. So like if you were a 32, you weren't actually a 32 when you bought it. You had to switch sizes, size up or down. I can't remember. So now they're more true to size if you order. But what we usually tell people is order like 3 pairs, but in different sizes, and try them on. Then you can just send it back, and we don't charge you. You know what I mean? That way. And I like that, because I remember I used to hate having to go try clothes on. That used to like depress me.
That's become such a non-thing to do now. You can't do that now.
What?
No, can't go try on clothes.
Well, really?
Yeah.
I literally don't go to the mall.
I went to the
buy
mall
everything
the other
online.
day and I try to buy something and you can't try it on. They're like,
no way.
They're like, oh, you can return it for like whenever. There's no date that you can't return as long as the tag's on it, but you cannot try this on.
Wow. So then when you order stuff online, you have to buy a couple of it, try on the one and then once you find the one you like. But my thing is, I like to wash things and then see if they fit, and you can't return it after.
You can't.
Like when I got all the chinos for you guys, I tried the I think the 30s I put them on, and they fit perfect. Like if I would have had lunch, they weren't gonna fit anymore. Kind of like that's how perfect they fit. And then once I washed them and I gave them to you, they fit you and they didn't fit me anymore. But I thought, the 32s are a little too big. But then I washed the 32s.
And now
And now they fit perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah. They have pictures of me wearing like the camel colored ones, and that volume Junie took pictures of me in, and the blue ones, and those are 32s that look like 30s after you wash them. But I don't take care of clothes the way other people do. Like, do you guys follow the actual instructions?
What instructions?
Exactly. And that's why.
Stick it to the washers, stick it to the dryer, hang it on the clothes,
high heat. That's me, bro. I'm like, just get it dry as quickly as possible.
Whatever the machine says.
The only thing that goes to the dry cleaners is my long sleeve shirts. But that's because of work.
Because you have to.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I like to experiment when the clothes come in. Like I'll take these, the French Terry crew necks, and I'll throw them in the wash and then put them on and see if they shrunk. Like I'll compare, because then I want to be able to tell people like, hey, when you order, if you like it fitted, get the small, it'll shrink, it'll be fitted. Or if you like a regular normal size, get the medium, shrink it, wash it once or twice and it'll fit perfect, kind of thing. Because it only shrinks, I think, once, maybe twice. And then that's it. It stops shrinking.
So I just learned something the other day from a family friend. I never knew this existed. Fun fact: if you shrink a shirt, right, and the second you take it out and you like are about to hang it again, you saw, oh my god, I shrunk it.
Yeah.
Stick it in ice water and
it
leave
unshrinks
it there,
it?
and it unshrinks the shirt completely to original size.
I mean, there's videos of people explaining how to do that.
Yeah, you can see all that on TikTok. By the
Yeah.
way. But I never knew that. TikTok, you can find everything on TikTok.
Yeah, no, all my life I've been trying to shrink things instead of trying to
me too.
enlarge them.
I know, me too.
So I get excited, but I know that when I go shopping, like before I found out about under 5'10", I would buy pants, but I'd buy like 3 of the same pants.
Yep.
but it'd be like one jean and I'd get it in 28, 30, and 32. And then I'd shrink all of them. And then I'd be like, okay, the 30 was the one that fits perfectly after shrinking.
So then you don't.
And then I'd go back and buy like 6 pairs of that 130 because I'm like, that's the one that fit, you know? But it's such a waste of money.
Huge.
I feel like being short ends up hurting us in the wallet because we have to do all this dumb stuff to figure out what actually fits us. Like, did you ever do any kind of like weird drying thing like I did? Or would you just buy something like, it is what it is?
Yeah, I'll just buy whatever it was and then wear it once and I would hate it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
There's
you
so
saw
many
what
things
you
in my
got-
closet that
Yep.
I hate. And I
Well,
never
these
wear.
guys saw. I have a pair of pants that we did in my photo shoot. You can even ask them.
Oh, so yeah, so we got pictures of like a before and after with Manny, and he's wearing like some old dress pants, and he's like, I literally wore these once, I hated them, and they've been sitting in my closet ever since. And
They were like, why don't you give them away? And I was like, I don't know.
yeah, bro.
It's just sitting there.
They're just sitting there.
I
And
have
I
stuff-
thought, and that was considered tailored.
Yeah, but tailored as a short guy is not the same as tailored for a normal guy.
No,
because-
I
yeah,
know,
no, it's
but it was like,
Right, because
I look like Missy Elliott in that video.
Thank you. Because all they do is they just chop off the bottom and fold it inside.
that's it.
They're like, you're good. But the problem is when they make dress pants, like there's different widths for the thigh, and then there's a different width for like your calves and stuff. But when you get it tailored, you're moving all those measurements down. So now where your thigh is technically where your knee is, and it just shuffles
just
everything down.
weird.
So like
It's weird.
it's not right. It looks bad. I remember one time I paid $300-$400 to get a suit at like Men's Warehouse, and then they tailored it there. And I told them I wanted this short. They're like, it's too short. I'm like,
I'm paying
bro,
for it.
like I'm paying. Just do what I'm telling you to
Yeah.
do. Like it's like that's not the way you do pants. I'm like, I don't care because again with I like showing a little ankle.
Yeah,
I want them to
exactly.
be like
I know what you're trying to
hovering
go
right
for.
above
I know
the
what you're
pants.
trying to go for.
And I came back
No
and I
sock shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Loafers, right?
yeah. And I remember when I came back to pick it up, I tried it on, and it was the day before the wedding, and I'm like, I hated how baggy it looked, even though it was like a skinny suit for a normal. Like if a normal dude would have put it on, it probably would have fit beautifully on him. But all they did was cut the bottom,
that's the
and it just
worst
like you
feeling.
said, the Missy Elliott video. I looked like I was wearing
I'll always look
like bell bottoms. It sucked.
And once they tailor them, you're set. You're done.
And yeah, you can't go back.
You can't go back.
That suit's been sitting in my closet legit probably like 6 years. Haven't touched it since that one time I wore it to the wedding.
I can't stand that. Mm-hmm. That makes me so angry. I'm the same. I have like 2 or 3 that I never wear. I have one blazer that fits good, and literally wear the same thing every single time.
I do the same thing too. I
just
got one that got
I'll
fitted for me.
change, like, little something.
The one I wore to Volume's wedding. Matter of fact, I got that suit from Topman, and it was like it's called spray on, right? So like that's how tight it's supposed to be because I'm skinny. It looks like a
looks
skinny
fine,
suit.
yeah.
And I got it tailored. It's been my favorite pair of like black dress pants and my favorite suit jacket. I've been wearing it for the last like 3. When did you get married? 3 years ago? 3 years. 3 years that I've been using the same black suit for everything because it's the only one that fits me perfectly.
That's crazy. You gotta wear one thing. That's it.
Yep.
One.
This is the one.
This is the
is
one.
it. This
And
is
you can
it.
have a closet full of stuff, and you're like, but this is the one that
I
fits
pray
me.
that
right.
nothing goes wrong with it. Like
Yeah.
I don't break the back or something. I'll start crying. I was like, how am I gonna find this again?
All right, so which short people did you guys look up to as role models? And I'll tell you mine, and you're gonna laugh, but Tom Cruise. That is my dude right there. Tom Cruise is the one of the shortest
Well, you
dudes in
kinda look like
Hollywood.
him.
Nah, I mean I'll take that as a compliment. I wish I
Yeah.
looked like Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is pretty short. I never really thought
No,
about it
he's
that way.
he's like famous for being a short guy.
Yeah, he is.
Like, if you watch
Isn't
him-
he also like the highest paid actor? Like
Oh,
he's the
yeah.
most expensive person to get.
Well, the guy's crazy. Like if there's a stunt,
he
he's like,
does-
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah,
you know?
that's true.
Like that he's a good actor. Like I think he's a good actor. Not the best. But like anytime I watch his movie, I'm like, yeah, this is a believable character, even though he's doing some crazy stuff right now for Mission Impossible. Like I like you
that
know,
was his good movies.
Yeah.
Those were great. He did this other one with the plane.
the plane.
You know what I'm talking about?
Top Gun.
No, not besides Top Gun.
I don't know what
Top
other-
Gun is also obviously his most famous. It's not that one. It was recent. It was about him flying for Colombia.
Oh, for the drug runners,
The
where
Drug
he's
Runners.
the pilot
Yeah.
for
I
like
saw it, like, the other day.
Pablo
I saw-
Escobar.
Yeah, that one.
That is a
He
good
did
movie.
great there, yeah.
You know, he
That was
actually knows how to fly planes too.
This guy, of course, he's worth all the money then.
Yeah, but that's why when I see him, like for me, it was always Tom Cruise. I'm like, look at this guy. Like he's 5'5" on a good day, and he's like one of the most highest paid actors in the
yeah.
world, and he's good at what he does. And being short never hindered him. So
Aren't they making another Top Gun?
yeah, no, it's
Oh,
done.
already
It's
done. They're
coming
just
out.
waiting for
yeah,
that.
Yeah, we're just waiting for it to
Okay.
come
Just
out.
waiting for the pandemic.
The pandemic.
They're trying to cash in, you know,
feel you, I
but I don't think it's gonna
They
happen.
don't want to on demand. No.
Yeah, for sure. People, that's like for me, that was always my number one. I'm like, yo, Tom Cruise, that guy. What about you guys?
I don't know about I'm trying to think of a movie star that would be.
It don't have to be a movie star. I
Yeah, but
mean,
I'm trying to think now that you said.
you played baseball. Are there any short baseball players?
No.
I know there's
Oh,
no.
really?
I
I
know
mean,
there's
there's
no
some
short
that are
basketball
short.
players. Like does
Nate Robinson.
Iverson back in the day count? Oh, you say Nate Robinson?
Yeah, I'm getting knocked out.
I don't think anyone's looking up to him right now.
No one's looking up to him right
He's
now.
looking up at everybody else from the mat because he's still knocked
poor
out.
guy. That guy's done.
Yeah.
I would leave the country.
That was bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Javi Baez is probably my favorite baseball player. He's not that tall. He's
that's true.
short compared to a lot of people.
Shout out to Altuve.
To who?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but after the cheating scandal, I don't know. You kind of lost a little bit of a.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think of like actor or a singer or something like that.
Okay, so who were your? Let's start at role models. Who were your role models when you were younger that you looked up to? Because maybe you didn't even know they were short. Y'all gonna tell me you didn't have role models? Really?
no, we- of course
Like,
everybody
I'm
did.
like,
Yeah,
what do
yeah.
you guys didn't look up to nobody?
No, but
Because I got tall ones. Like I remember when I
get-
was a musician, I used to love like Adam Levine from Room 5. I'm like, yo, that guy. If I could be a
Yeah,
musician,
that's
I'd be
true,
like that
yeah.
guy.
yeah, but when I
But
was
he's
little,
tall.
I was into wrestling. So
Everybody's
That's
jacked.
fine.
everybody was tall. You know what I mean?
I don't think they're all tall.
Stone
There's-
Cold Steve Austin's tall.
Okay,
like,
that's
I'm
tough.
assuming he's.
Yeah. That's like The Rock. He's tall and huge.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's gonna scare the crap out of you if you see him in person.
Trying to think who was like a small, like.
Just name role models. Maybe, like I said, maybe you don't even know. Like you looked up to people that were.
I used to love A-Rod. I think A-Rod was awesome. I was always a
he's tall.
huge fan of A-Rod, but he's tall.
He's
Yeah,
tall.
he is tall.
Like all my life, like the second I saw him play ball, even when he was in Seattle, I was like, this guy. That's like my guy.
Yeah, Manny's like I looked up to myself.
No,
I
I looked up to my dad.
Yeah, there you go.
But isn't your dad tall? Yeah, I was gonna say, is your
Tall.
dad tall?
It's harder to think now.
Yeah.
No, but that's
no.
a good example. Like I purposely would look up to certain people that were shorter because I'm like, oh, if that guy can, like Prince I thought was awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
Not because he was a great musician, but also because I would see pictures of him like on a red carpet.
What about Bruno
with
Mars?
a model? Oh, Bruno Mars is a good
Bruno
one.
Mars is
Yeah,
super short. Kendrick Lamar is super short.
Okay, so it's funny you bring up Kendrick Lamar because I saw this earlier today. I don't know. I can't remember where I said. Maybe World Star. These are heights of famous and super like really good musicians and stuff. Offset. Take a guess how tall he is.
5'7".
5'8". Kendrick Lamar.
5'5".
5'6".
Oh, close.
Roddy Ricch.
He's
Oh,
5'3".
5'4".
5'3".
5'8".
What?
What?
I DJ'd for Roddy Ricch. Like,
Hey, I'm
He
just,
must be like my license.
right?
Yeah.
Roddy Rich is shorter than me.
You want to
And
fact check it?
I
I'll
just
fact.
DJ'd
I'm gonna
for
fact
him.
check it real quick.
Yes,
Hold
do
on.
that.
Okay, Roddy.
Oh, you
Roddy,
know who's somebody that I like?
Who?
Zach Galifianakis, and I know he's short.
Love that guy.
And he reminds me of myself.
He
'cause
kind of
has-
does look like you a little. That's another guy I would love to see at the improv. We were
Yeah,
talking
oh,
that's big
whenever.
money. Big money.
What'd you say Roddy Ricch was?
5'4"?
5'3".
The internet says 5'7".
All right, so he's at
And
5.
I have 5'6" here.
All right, so
Okay.
we're finding the meat.
He's close. He's probably like lying to people. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's like, oh yeah, I'm like 5'8".
I'm 5'8".
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna start lying to
How
people.
about you guys? Lil Durk, who's on the song with Drake.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you're
he's
talking
little.
about.
You know how tall he is?
5'3".
No,
5'5".
5'7".
Oh, we're underselling people.
Yeah, you really are.
Go next.
Childish Gambino.
5'8".
5'9".
Nailed it. It is 5'8".
5'8"?
Yeah, it's 5'8". Lil Uzi Vert.
5'6".
Oh, little Uzi Vert.
Yeah,
Oh, he's like 5'4".
nailed it. 5'4". Yo, he's good at
guy's
this.
killing it.
He's
You're playing
actually
lotto
good.
tonight?
Yo,
He's a
for
little
real
one.
though.
He's a small one.
All right, here's another. Kanye.
Nah,
5'8",
Kanye, yeah, he's gotta be up
5'9".
there.
What'd you say first?
5'8".
Bro, he's good at
3
this.
for 3.
How do you
Ray,
have like?
Ray Costa. 5'5".
Oh, here's one, and I've like met this guy. I went to middle school with this guy, Tory Lanez.
You went to middle school with Tory Lanez?
His actual name is Daystar. Let me tell you about Tory Lanez, aka
You went to
Daystar.
school with. Wait.
With Daystar, the one
His
and
name
only?
is Daystar, bro.
How do you Daystar? That sounds a better name than this.
That's-
Tory Lanez. Why'd you change your name?
That's what we all said. Like when we found out he became a rapper, we're like, why would you go with Tory Lanez? Apparently that was like his favorite porn star or something. So that's the name. And we're like, but Daystar's a cool stage name. Like I would
That
have
is
just gone
so
with Daystar.
awesome, man. That's his real name.
Daystar. That's his
I
real
was
name.
Like he came out of the womb like this guy's gonna be a rapper.
Yeah, exactly.
Drop a
gonna
mixtape.
But funny story about Daystar. That man's been a hustler. I mean, I know he's got like crazy stuff going on right now with possibly shooting Megan Thee Stallion a lot. But in middle school, this man used to hustle, bro. Like he would show up to school in like a suit and a briefcase. And in that briefcase, he had candy that he would sell.
Oh, there's always a candy.
Bro,
guy.
he was the candy guy when we were in middle school. And look at him. Hey, he's been hustling forever, bro.
Hustler all day.
How tall do you think he is? Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez?
5'3".
Nah, he's about 5'6".
Ooh, he's close. 5'5".
Oh,
Yo, Manny's good at
I would have
this.
said
He's
5'5".
close.
I
He's
just didn't
close.
think they would all be my height.
Travis Scott.
Nah, he's got to be up there. 5'7".
5'8".
5'9". Okay. Justin Bieber.
5'7".
5'8".
5'9". I've met Justin. He really doesn't seem that much taller in person, but somehow he looks lankier when you like see him in pictures and
Mayweather
stuff.
doesn't seem tall in person.
How tall is Mayweather?
He's got to
The
be 6
internet
feet.
says 5'8", 5'9", and
But-
I
Really?
don't-
I thought he'd be 6 feet.
Oh, you know who somebody else that looks like a lot taller than what he really is? McGregor.
How tall is he?
The internet. Allison says that she met him. She was like, "Hey, the height of me and him was not a difference." And I was like, "Oh,
I like McGregor.
I like McGregor too."
I like
I'm
him a
gonna
lot,
see what it says.
I'm a huge
Height.
McGregor fan.
5'9". Says he's 5'9" on the internet.
Did you pick McGregor or Mayweather?
And Floyd
for the
Mayweather's
fight?
5'8".
McGregor.
I picked McGregor.
Oh, wait.
I was in Vegas
It's
for that fight.
McGregor. Is
And I
McGregor?
bet and lost.
Floyd Mayweather's fighting Logan Paul, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
like 6'1".
Isn't Logan Paul?
6'1", 6'2"?
Logan Paul is massive.
He's
compared to
tall,
Mayweather.
bro.
Massive, and his reach is probably way
6'2", bro.
Like 200 pounds.
Floyd Mayweather,
more.
5'8".
And like 18 years old. How old is that guy?
Like 23.
Yeah.
No, he's
Mayweather-
25. He's 25.
What is Mayweather? 40?
But I just don't understand something. Why didn't Jake fight Mayweather? Right? Doesn't that
Jake
wouldn't-
Paul? They're both boxers.
Yeah, but
Logan and
wouldn't,
Jake.
wouldn't it make more sense for Jake to fight? He's just the one that came out of a nice, impactful knockout, and you're gonna put his brother.
I mean, they're still gonna get clout regardless of,
course
the
they're gonna get
Paul
clout.
brothers.
That's all
People are
they
gonna
do.
watch.
Mayweather. I've
$21
always-
million.
Okay,
Mayweather.
so who are you put? You're putting it on Mayweather?
He's getting paid $21 million for that fight.
yeah.
Who do you think wins it though?
Absolutely Mayweather. That guy's not going to take a fight
Yeah.
right now and lose everything he's
Let me
ever
tell you how
worked
it's
Especially
gonna
to
go
a
by.
YouTuber?
Yeah.
It's just gonna
Bad
go
luck.
around the ring,
It's going to go around the ring.
and he's just gonna outbox him because that's what he's gonna do.
I mean, Logan Paul got knocked out
By-
on another fight he did with KSI. Is that his
KSI,
name?
another YouTuber.
Another
Yeah.
YouTuber, yeah.
Yeah,
Put Kimbo Slice in there. Rest in peace.
yeah, that would have been
Game
good.
over, baby.
Yeah.
Kimbo. Kimbo.
All right, we gotta talk about style real quick. At what point did you start getting into the style game? Like, when did you think, all right, you know what? Let me start stepping up my game when it comes to style.
Oh, when Vans came out in high school. Like they didn't come out of
Van-
high but I
checkers
just
When they became a thing?
when they became a thing, and I was like, ooh, this is me. I'm gonna go buy them all. And then I told my parents, hey, papi, oye la tarjeta, these shoes are only worth $48. And he was like, yo no tengo que comprar Jordan. And I was like,
That's
done.
true, yeah.
And he was like, hey, you can buy as many as you need.
No idea how much Jordans cost compared to Vans.
He would be like, I'll be like, papi, I could buy 4 pairs for the cost of one Jordan. He was like, go.
I just bought the all white ones. Matches everything you wear.
Yeah, that's what I
had
do
them
too.
all.
Yep.
I had rainbow, blue, green, and purple, everything.
All of it.
All right, so what about you, Ray? What point did you get into the style? So wait, you got into it because of shoes, and then you worked your way up, and you're like, all right, now I got nice shoes. Maybe I should get nice pants.
Yeah, because my thing was wear all black, funky shoes.
Yep.
All right.
I do that now.
Yeah.
That's Ray now. I was gonna
That's
say you
me
just
now.
described Ray style
Yeah,
now.
I literally wear all. That's the color I love to get. Like if
Yeah.
you're gonna buy me anything, get it in black. Because I wear a lot of different sneakers, and I always pick what sneakers I'm gonna wear, and then make my outfit.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Not
I'm
vice
wearing
versa.
the.
And you base it off the sneakers first.
Yes, sir.
I always go either. I think I usually go for the top first. Like, I think I want to wear this shirt today. What pants go with that? And then finally,
Black jeans?
But I always
Everything
wear
goes with
white
black jeans?
sneakers,
Black,
regardless, because I know white sneakers go with everything.
They do too.
Black,
yeah.
black, black.
Like
Black,
if you look
black
at
on black.
any pictures I've done for under 5'10", it's always white Vans I'm wearing, like the slip-on white Vans. I wear no other shoes all the time, and I just rebuy them. Like when they start getting nasty,
Yeah, you just
I'm like,
rebuy
"Oh, go
them.
buy."
Yeah,
I
just
have
toss
the
them.
white high tops and the white slip-ins, and that's it. I just always wear those
all you
constantly.
need.
All right, so then when did you, Ray, get into the style game?
Once I started really getting booked for clubs, I was like, okay, I can't just wear a t-shirt and jeans. I know I'm wearing that right now, but no one can see. I can't just pull up and just not have a little bit of the swag. So I had to up my swag. So I would say maybe
When you started making money.
when I started making it's well defined. Yeah, when I started making money, I was a big American Eagle and Hollister kid.
Oh, we all were at one point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I got rid of a lot of that. No,
I think
not
that's
trying
almost
to
where
say that
everybody
it's not
started.
the
We all
best, but-
when everyone started seeing other people with like Hollister and Abercrombie and all that American Eagle, you're like, all right, I gotta fit in. And then everybody went. There was like one summer right before school that everybody went and got that.
Everyone.
And everyone was wearing the same
Remember
stuff.
Aeropostale?
Yup.
Yeah.
Remember that store on Black Friday?
Yup.
Wow.
Yup.
That place
I had a
used to
lot of
bang.
that was like the poor man's like
Yeah.
Abercrombie or Hollister.
Or
you
what?
Aeropostale.
You know how there's Ralph Lauren and then there's
Polo.
US Polo? There's like, what kind of horse is this?
Why is there 2 horses on your shirt, bro?
Yeah, just what's going on over here? But yeah, because Ralph Lauren had it's like everyone was wearing that white Ralph Lauren. But yeah, it had to be when I started playing clubs, and I really needed to up my swag. Now it's like maybe because we're getting older, like blazers are such a thing now. So I like really wearing blazers.
Okay.
People are wearing like, Air
Okay,
Jordans,
first
and
off,
then,
you
like,
say people are wearing ain't no one wearing any of that in 2020, bro. I've been wearing sweatpants, sweatshorts,
obviously
joggers.
Not talking COVID.
I already forgot what fashion is because I've just been wearing the same like sweatshorts in rotation. I have like 4, and I just change them out when they get dirty, and then put a different like t-shirt on with that.
Yeah,
That's been
true.
2020 in a nutshell.
Well, I work Monday through Friday.
Well, you work. Well, you go
Yeah, that's
out and
true.
work, but like
I wear the same outfit every time I DJ a wedding. I literally have a staple outfit
All black.
that I wear. Black.
All black.
On
Yep.
black. I just change. I have 3 pairs of jeans that are the exact
Yep.
same. 3 different black t-shirts. 1 blazer.
Yep.
Same pair of black shoes. This not. I don't go outside of that. I don't. It's more superstitious. I've been, thank God, always successful. So if I change my outfit and try to be cool, like if I try to pull like an Uptown Dale and just wear like a pink suit, and I have a bad wedding, it was
I'm
the
gonna buy
pink
you a pink
suit.
suit.
It was the pink suit's fault. It wasn't my fault.
When you DJ my house party, it's gonna be in a pink suit.
Whatever, better be fitted.
And that's why you've been bugging me for the black pants because that's literally all you're like. I
Because
just need to
that's
get
it. Yeah.
black pants,
You
dress
need
pants.
Black pants.
Because there's some events you can't wear jeans. Like I gotta look a little bit
You're
nicer.
right. No,
Yeah.
all of them you really can't wear jeans. I have
Nah,
to
nah,
make sure
some of them you can.
they're
You
the
gotta wear
dark-
jeans.
yeah, but they gotta be like really dark, like barely jean noticeable. But
You're right.
pants, no, I need 2 or 3 pairs of those pants. Same.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to come back.
No,
No,
they're
they're
great.
back. They're here.
Has to be ready.
You just gotta get to the website ASAP before they completely sell out. So with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up right now. Appreciate you guys, Ray and Manny.
Yes, sir.
I think I'm gonna have you guys back because I didn't even get to finish all the questions they gave me, but I think we've had enough for one day.
Enough. For
Always.
one day. Okay.
So make sure you check out Ray. What's your Insta? Go ahead, plug
All
it.
right, so it's Ray Costa official because there's people that are Ray Costa but they're not official. So make sure you put official. At the
Yeah.
end.
Do you have a
It's
blue
Ray-
check mark?
Not yet. Maybe after this podcast goes
Oh,
live.
okay, yeah. And May, I don't know if you like people following you because he's
You
got
can
his thing
follow
on
me, but
private.
I got it private. So I got.
He's got to accept you. It's always weird because I'll be trying to repost his pictures of him in under 5'10" stuff on the under 5'10"
Can't.
page, and I can't. So I have to like screenshot it and then like
All right,
tag
I'll
him.
take it off.
Take it off.
No, it's cool. You like your privacy. It's all
Take
good.
it off.
I'll take it off.
Sounds a little creepy to say that with this music playing in the background.
I know. That's why I
Yeah.
Take it off.
Take it off.
All right, we appreciate you guys, and make sure you check out the website for all the latest updates, especially those John 2.0 pants. They are up, under510.com. Plus, you can follow us on Instagram at _510.